through the window. I didn't think I would escape. I was just frozen, helpless. Nothing I could do.
That property is a pretty remote property. It's several acres.
I could hear his footsteps, and they were getting closer. The evil in his eyes I'd never seen before.
Potential suspects were whittled down.
Hello guys, welcome to Chasing a Murderer Talking News. Also, guys, I don't have a mic, I'm on the go, so I knew I told you guys I wouldn't do another video, but someone asked me to at least follow through to this point. So, Camille Cupcake McKinney, we know that she was found October 22nd in a dumpster. She was taken to a landfill where she was dumped like trash. Cupcake was at a birthday party. It was an outside birthday party. I still haven't gotten clear information on whose house this was. And it's because I'm covering so many cases, I haven't had time to do intense research. But we do know that on October 12th at 7:25 p.m., Cupcake had two men approach her, engage with her, and then we see her walk out of view, never to be seen again. And it's approximately 8:30 p.m. that night that the authorities are called, and they are looking for Cupcakes. They can't find her anywhere. On October 13th, there was two suspects arrested. Investigators went to an apartment complex where a lot of people believe they thought they found Cupcakes for a brief moment. Come to find out, it was not her. But there were two arrests. Those two people arrested were Patrick Devon Stallworth, who is 39 years old, and Derek Irisha Brown, who is 29, which has had a run-in with the law for kidnapping three of her own children. She got into a wreck and she was arrested. She was actually on parole when Cupcakes went missing. Now for 10 days, public, volunteers, investigators, FBI, all searched for Cupcakes, and there was no sign of her anywhere. Patrick was released on bond, a $500,000 bond, and it was 10 days later, guys, October 22nd, police addressed the state and the nation with horrific news that they have found little Cupcake at the landfill, and where she was pronounced deceased. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over the new information about the 3-year-old that was abducted from a birthday party. What we're finding out through a court warrant is that Cupcake passed away from suffocation or asphyxiation. Now, when Patrick was arrested, they found child images on his phone. And so this pretty much, for those of us, without the police having to tell us, pretty much give us the motive as to why he needed Cupcakes or why he abducted her. We watched him on the surveillance footage where he's at a Shell gas station, where he appears to have no remorse, no care in the world. He seems completely himself. He's happy, seems excited, and you could tell he feels like he has gotten away with whatever he done. This makes me feel like the police might want to look into more maybe children that were around him, people that they knew, probably interviewed children. Most likely he's done this more than once. So after the police arrested these two, they also impounded the Toyota SUV suspected to play a huge role in the abduction of Cupcake. And what police are telling us is that surveillance footage at a nearby store was the time was about the same time that the child was abducted. Police say that there's still no connection between Stallworth, Brown, and the McKinney's family. Well, according to Birmingham News report that just recently come out, Friday, October 25th, Stallworth and Brown had their initial court appearance for the charges of, if I can talk right, guys, capital murder. So the Jefferson County Circuit Judge Clyde Jones read both Stallworth and Brown their charges, which was capital murder warrants, and they asked both of them, did you have any questions? Stallworth speaks up. He says, quote, I don't understand why I was charged with the murder of this child, end quote. At that point, the judge told Stallworth that his lawyer would explain his charges to him and that the state will present the evidence against him at the preliminary hearing if he chooses to have one. But Stallworth said he plans to hire his own attorney within a week. As for Brown, she was appointed attorneys from the Jefferson County Public Defender's Office to represent her in the capital murder case. They were already representing her in an unrelated matter anyway. So many of the people who have been so closely watching this case, they've asked questions like, how did Cupcake get her name? Well, according to Dominic McKinney, the father of the missing and abducted 3-year-old little girl, he says the reason why she was referred to as Cupcake is when she came out, she was all cute and red with little brown eyes. And I said, that's my Cupcake. So what is the next step in this story? Well, a celebration of life ceremony for McKinney is scheduled for this Sunday, followed by a visitation and burial. According to a few articles that I'm reading, it's open to the public, so you're welcome to join in. As far as like money donations and stuff, I decided I was not going to do money donation because I could not find a reliable link, and there was like wine stores asking for cash. They were collecting cash for this. I don't trust that. It's a little sketchy to me. And I didn't find a GoFundMe I liked very much. So the best thing to do, now that you know where this is going to be held, which I'm going to give you more information in a second, it's probably best just to send flowers. It's really sad that we live in a time that you have so many people who try to take advantage of a horrifying situation. I always have those bad people who take something good and turn it bad. I mean, that's everything in life that we have. Government, churches, religion. Always somebody's going to take advantage of it. They're going to use it to their advantage, and it ends up taking something that gives so much meaning to something completely away from everybody else. Alright guys, so this is what I have so far. I had to do this in a hurry. So the funeral is scheduled for Sunday afternoon, with a burial to follow at Elmwood Cemetery. So the funeral is planned for a New Beginning Christian Ministry. The pastor is Sylvester Wilson. And again, this article too states that it is open to the public. So now that I've gotten you guys all this important information out for those of you who were needing it, hopefully this, this little girl has no more suffering to do. She has none of that to face anymore. Hopefully these two evil individuals will get the death penalty. It seems that the police are pretty confident from the very beginning that they had enough evidence linking them to the case. There's just steps you have to take, and it takes time. The fact that they do have capital murder charges, the police have something, and well, that is absolutely good news. As I have mentioned so many times before, there's so many cases out there. Malia Davis, I've not forgotten about her. It's just there's nothing new coming out, and it's taking forever for this family to get the evidence and everything they need in order to get the justice for Malia Davis and her family. In fact, there's still no new charges, no evidence, and I believe that the investigation on that case was like a lemon. I mean, it's sour. So I'm very thankful for the state of the state of Alabama to have that police chief in Birmingham who was able to be able to go through this case so thoroughly that they were able to get a capital murder charge within 10 days. This doesn't happen usually that often. If you're not aware of the Andreen McDonald case, you can go look at that. They were even struggling. It took them forever to finally get a murder charge. Savannah Spurlock took 6 months before finally they seen a light at the end of the tunnel. And then there are many families who never ever see a light. So again, I want to say what a wonderful job the Birmingham investigators and the FBI did on this case. It was just incredible, and we're very proud of them. Now, I'm not positive, but I'm getting some rumors about Cupcake, what happened with her. There's a possible time frame, and they kind of narrowed it down to, how long she was alive after she was abducted. So I want to remind you guys, I do not have the affidavit, but here's the rumor. So Cupcake was abducted, and she was dumped within 3.5 hours after she was kidnapped, and then later transported to the landfill near Warrior, where she was pronounced dead at 5:16. October 22nd. So this was the PM. I'm going to make sure you guys know this is not absolute fact right now. This is a rumor that we're hearing. So sometimes we hear those and we wait for the confirmation to make sure that that is true facts. And again, what I want to say about the motive on this case is we all know what the motive was. He was making money off this child. And there's another case that several of you have mentioned in my comments. I'm not ignoring you guys. It's just I can't, haven't had time to go through it all. But I did get a chance to look at that case briefly. I plan on making a video for awareness at least. I will not have time to do intense research. But, because like I remind you guys, we have that Kelsey Barrett. I'm trying to get ready for that. So a lot of people are saying that, yes, this was preventable. We could have stopped this ever from happening from just having good adult supervision. But guys, people are not understanding. If they don't keep up with the stories like we do, especially these type, they do not understand how bad it's getting out there. They're still living in their own little world. And in the area where they live, they're used to looking out for each other and trusting each other. They don't usually have these problems where they have to worry about children being abducted. And I hope we can get more and more, especially young parents, coming to this channel and keeping up with at least the warnings I give to you is, guys, you got to be more protective of your children. It is dangerous times out there. You can no longer do the things that you're comfortable doing. So And I want to mention to women out there, we're having to deal with a lot of violent porn as well. And these people that are into that, they get very, what do you call it? They get so absorbed into it. That's all they do and think about, to the point to where they get this horrible evil built up inside, to where they actually have to start acting on it. And there was a case I wish I had time to do, and I can't even remember her name right now. I just seen it today. It was a girl who went to her father's house, and where he raped his own daughter, and as bondage and things like that. And I don't know where it's coming from. And like this case right here, the police are not talking to you about the truth of why this happened, why Cupcake is a victim. Society is running away from this topic. Guys, don't let them do that to you. You got to start addressing these issues as to why these things are happening and why it's getting worse. And you have to start talking about what it is. It is violent porn out there. It's child porn. You pretty much guess this video will not be monetized. Most videos that I make, if they are out to inform you and protect you, they're not going to be monetized. So please, guys, when you do come across one of my videos that are monetized, make sure you make it worth my while, because I work my butt off here. It at least makes up for the work that I put into these, getting the truth out there, because they don't want us to know the truth. So guys, don't forget it. Sunday, Cupcakes is her celebration is open to the public. Please be careful of the money scammers out there as well. I want to send my blessings out to everybody, send my love. I'm sending hugs, and I want to say thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.